Hello, welcome to another OC-tober video. I would like to think that this video might help others to put more of themselves into their characters. That way it's a little bit more relatable for others, and it means a lot more to you in the long run. Let's start. The method I have chosen to use is want, pull from, and made up. A character can be made up of two things or all three. Want as in, oh, I want a friend just like that. That's my OC, somebody I would want to hang out with. Or I have the want to wear t-shirts with flames on it, so I have flame powers. Lo and behold, I have a character that has flame powers when he wears flame t-shirts now. The pull from is a little bit more personal. It could be from yourself or from people you know, but not an exact copy, of course. Let's take, for instance, I put all of my anger into one character. Bada bing, bada boom. Maybe I got a villain on my hands. Or let's say I put all of my anxiety and worries into one character. Well, we got the worry word of the group. Isn't that cute? I think so. Maybe a little harsh on some of the characters, honestly, but hey, it's personal to me. I feel more connected, and hopefully that makes other people feel more connected to your character as well. Or you could also pull from people you know. Traits that you see within them that they can't really see from the outside. Say, for example, you know a really bad parent. Why not put that bad parenting into a character? It doesn't have to be the whole character, of course, just an aspect of them that really shines through in their horribleness. Or vice versa, you have a really nice boss, put that nice boss aspect into whatever character is working, and bada bing, bada boom, you got a nice boss character. I guess, I don't know, something like that, but as long as it's not exactly encapsulating that person. People are more complicated than just their little aspects of themselves, of course, so it's just up to you to expand upon it. And made up. That would be the cherry on top of the character, either from the story circumstances at hand, or something that is so fitting for the character, but not exactly from the things you pulled from. This is the part of the video where I gush about my characters and how much of whatever I pull and put into the characters. So if you're not into that, I guess you could leave. I love you, goodbye. Platonically, of course. It's really more of an example. The first two characters are things I pulled out from myself and put into some characters. The third character I consider my own self-insert. And the last two characters I pulled from people I knew. For the first character, I have Bill. She's a mysterious, emotionless girl. It's pretty bad, but I kind of put in my no emotions into her. I sometimes feel like I'm like either emotionless or like too emotional, or I just don't show emotion, and I like to put that into her and how I would react if I had no emotions. Emotions are kind of, I mean, they're not pointless, but they are a bit of a hassle to deal with. Emotions, ugh, like crying, what is that? I hate that, yuck. But to have that into her and like her wanting to feel emotion, I think that's kind of like, wow, she doesn't say she wants to feel emotion. She doesn't get the gist. She doesn't feel it, so how should she want it, you know? So that's that. Let's get on to Candy. For Candy, I put in all my positivity into her. I also put in all of my niceness. With somebody being as nice as Candy, people and things or whatever from whatever world want to be nice to Candy back, and she is given things at least, and she doesn't want it. She wants to be independent and be like, no, I can do this, I can help, boop, boop, boop. But everybody's like, no, we're gonna help you because you're being so nice. So it's an ongoing thing with this character that I want to bring up here and there. I don't feel I did enough in the main story when I last was working on it, so I want to bring it up a little bit more into what I'm working on right now. Poor thing just wants to be independent. I feel that. And here we have Quarterton. He is, of course, a self-insert, but as you can clearly see, he's not a self-insert. Like, it's not entirely me. I try to make him as well-rounded as I could. Instead of my own interests, I wanted something at least a little bit similar, so instead of trying to animate and make stories at the same time or comics, I wanted him to be a novelist. He's very anxious and worrywart, and he likes to be very proper if he can be. He's very clean, a neat freak, but don't go in his room though. He's very dirty in there, but outside of that, he's very immaculate. I like to have different themes when I dress up and go out into the public, so I want to put that onto him, and he's very proper prince type kind of looking, but casual at the same time, if that makes sense. He's very passionate and creative, and in other worlds, he's very lazy, which is also a part of me, but let's not dig any deeper than that. Now for these last two characters, they are from people I pulled from. I more so pulled from the relationships that I've had with these people. However, I did pull from like what they're working on and how I saw them and the vibes and stuff. So hopefully that sees through within their character. I mean, you wouldn't know because you're not. I'm not gonna tell you who I pulled from, but we'll just say I pulled from the blue one for Sandrick. The blue one was really passionate about making a story with a salamander type character in their own little world, and I thought it was like super cool. And they were very passionate about it, working on it for so long, and it's still coming together quite awesomely. So I pulled from all of that and us just talking and chatting it up and being passionate about our creative endeavors. So here we have Sandrick. Now, when I think of salamanders, I think of fire. So that's where I gave Sandrick fire powers. Also, being very passionate, very fired up, ready to go and make our dreams come true. Also fire, heyo. So it just worked out. So I also put in determination into Sandrick because he's determined to find his own little city again. And we, as a friendship, are being determined to make our own stories come to life. So I thought that was a really cool parallel. But also, working alone by ourselves is kind of lonely, so I thought to put that in there. I know it's like a relationship thing, but like sometimes they're not there all the time, and vice versa. So I thought to put loneliness in there as well. He's looking well rounded. However, let's put in two more things. Sandrick now, instead of salamander, screams cat to me. I don't know what it is, so maybe I'll add in some like cat-like things into him. I don't know if that makes sense into the story. I might just not, but he gives off cat vibes. Also, bad timing. He has the worst timing on the planet. So this is not pulling from our friend Blue over here. We're pulling from everything. Everything. He's just the worst timing guy. He would be the type to find himself in a dark alley at night, but not realize it until it's too late. And for the last character, we have No Show. I based him off of a relationship I had when I was younger. This person we will call the orange one. The more I'm thinking about it, I think I based him off of his twin brother, the black one. So, I don't know, maybe it's a mixed kind of character. To draw the relationship from these two guys, I made No Show angry and have bad humor. These two guys had an archetype, so I just put in those two kind of archetypes into one character, at least look-wise. Business type with a sword. That screams those two guys to a T, actually. To make this character more well-rounded, I wanted to think of this character if I were to come across an old friend I did not want to come across with. How would I react and base things off of that? So him meeting one of the main characters, Ballad again, and having to deal with her. They don't want to be together, but like, you know, they're familiar, so like they have to for whatever job they're doing. So I think that's kind of like you see exactly the situationalness of that character, if that makes sense. I don't know. All right, that's about it. Guys, thank you so much for showing up for OC-tober. I really appreciate it. And hearing me ramble about my OCs because I really like them, okay? Guys, have a lovely, awesome, always take good care. I hope I helped you out. Goodbye! Oh, yeah, I have memberships. Yeah.